Hey, Howard here from 82 Maple, and I think this is part two in my little equipment shelter series. And so if you want to see how a crew of two can erect a 30 by 65 foot equipment shelter in essentially 2 working days, stay tuned. We'll do a little bit of a time lapse on that. And just by way of context, I wanted to say, one of the reasons I went this route is I really don't need a heated equipment shelter. I just need something to keep the elements at bay and allow me to lay out my tools and shut the doors and walk away if I get interrupted mid-project or if it's a multi-day project. And one of the reasons I went this route is that where we are, the zoning allows the construction of an equipment shelter with minimal oversight. And further, given that this is deemed to be temporary in nature, there's no building permit required. So there you have it. And thanks for being part of the journey. Hang in here with me and let me know your thoughts on this. A little, by the way, the fabric on this is far from flimsy. In fact, it has a guarantee, a replacement guarantee for up to 20 years, or not up to 20 years, for 20 years, period. Let's do this.
Unloading the first box of the new shop. See if our tractor can do it. It's pretty heavy. Toppy, but surviving. That's maxing the tractor right out. Done.
Hey, Howard here at 82 Maple, and I am totally stoked about the build. And we're in day 3 of my new 30 by 65 foot equipment shelter. Way easier to do repairs and maintenance on equipment in out of the weather. What's not going so well, if we look up there on the roof, is the rod that is being used to pull the fabric over. The contractor reports is bent because the manufacturer shipped the wrong size of rod. Meanwhile, we've got a machine sitting in there, the boom lift, running at $600 a day. We're now waiting a day and a half for parts, and I have 3 pieces of equipment totally tied up. Hey, you know what? I don't know about your business or where you work, but in my previous business, we used to call it quality control, peer review. There you have it. That's our day today. Too much fun. Hey, so after that little delay and challenge, here we are the next morning, and with assistance from a wind blowing in the right direction at just the right time, the crew was on the ball and was able to pull the rest of the shelter over using the flawed rods. Of course, we still need the right ones, which should arrive a little later on today in order to do the proper tie down along the edges, but it's onward and upward. I'm so stoked about this. Okay, Howard here at 82 Maple, and finally standing inside of the new equipment shelter. But I've got to get some toolboxes in here, some storage shelves, and so we're going to get to work and build some platforms. Coral was busy and painted up some plywood for me. my old company colors, my favorites. And also to a couple of things in terms of the bright colors. Number one, we're going to have an orange side and a blue side in here. So the orange side is going to be all the woodworking tools, orange being synonymous with Norwood sawmills, Wood-Mizer sawmills, etc. And the blue side, which is going to go over that way, behind me, is going to be my mechanical tools. So there we have it. And just going to build a simple platform. Was busy yesterday cutting some True Cut 2x4s, going to lay those down on top of a little bit of vapor barrier material, going to keep it super simple. It doesn't need to be completely level. I just want a flat platform, in this case going to be 8 feet by 24 feet for toolboxes. And again, the bright colors will help me identify when I've dropped that little bolt or screw or drill bit onto, down there on the ground where I walk, and help me find it quickly and easily. So let's get at this. Hey, before we jump into the project at hand, in case you're wondering how this is all secured, well, there's these base plates here. This is a fully exposed one, and it holds up the structure, the truss structure. There we go. Hope I didn't make you too dizzy. And each base plate is secured by 4 of these pieces of rebar that have a nut welded to the top of them. They're 39 inches long. And in case you're wondering what I'm doing wandering around with this piece of rebar here, we were short shipped in the original order on the on the pieces of rebar necessary. So there's 9 trusses here and 4 pieces of rebar securing it to the ground via these base plates for each. So that's 36 pieces of that rebar per side, and 2 on each side of the door. So 80 pieces of rebar going 40 inches into the earth. And apparently, after constructing hundreds and hundreds of these in all sorts of conditions in Canada, there's never been a problem. And the really cool thing about this is, particularly on a farm, where this is our farm equipment shed, a building permit is not required for this sort of structure as long as one doesn't pour a concrete foundation. So there you have it. And I just got the additional rebar required, so I'm going to drive those into the ground, and then we're starting with the little platforms for the toolboxes and storage. Well, that was fun, and here we are. We've got the little platform floors put down, so some woodworking tools going on there, chop saw, table saw, some other odds and ends, a working platform that's mounted on a couple of toolboxes. We'll get that in here, and over here is going to be a couple of shelves and metal shelving units and my mechanical tools. So there we go. I just have to do a little bit of touch-up paint, and what do you think? If I drop something on that floor, yeah, it should be fairly easy to spot. There we have it. Let's keep rolling.